Democrats and the media are now unloading all their nasty attacks on rising Trump White House star and new press secretary, Karoline.
This might be the biggest disaster in daytime TV history. The View isn't just in trouble, it's plummeting fast, and there may be no saving it. The reason? One woman. Karoline Leavitt. She's young, fearless, and unapologetically conservative, and she's about to flip the script in a way no one saw coming. But here's where it gets even wilder. This controversy isn't just about her. It could shake the entire show to its core. Leavitt has taken The View's latest smear campaign and turned it into a full-scale legal nightmare. We're talking about an $800 million lawsuit that has the show's biggest stars, Whoopi Goldberg, Behar, and Sunny Hostin, absolutely rattled. Behind the scenes, panic is setting in as they scramble to make this controversy vanish before it completely derails them. But just as they think they've got a way out, another twist sends them into deeper chaos. But here's the twist. The same women who have built their careers on tearing down political opponents are suddenly the ones pleading for mercy. And this lawsuit, it's not just a bump in the road. It has the potential to send The View into a full-blown freefall. Buckle up, because this battle is just beginning, and the deeper we go, the worse it gets.
Well, listen. If you don't have anything to say, you blab. You just go on and 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 on.
This isn't just another scandal. It could be the financial earthquake that wipes The View off the air for good. A legal disaster of this scale means even the show's biggest stars could be personally on the hook for damages. And insiders are whispering that behind closed doors, the hosts are desperately trying to convince Karoline to back down before it's too late. But if they think she's going to roll over, they've seriously underestimated her. And what she does next? No one saw coming. So what exactly did The View say that triggered this legal firestorm? And what was Karoline's brutal mic drop moment that left their legal team scrambling? Trust me, it was a takedown so devastating it sent shockwaves through the entire network. But just as the dust starts to settle, boom, another bombshell drops. And this time, it's even bigger. And then there's the $800 million question. Is ABC quietly considering cutting The View loose before the situation spirals even further out of control? Could we actually be witnessing the downfall of one of TV's most infamous talk shows? Sources say ABC executives are growing increasingly fed up with the non-stop controversies. If this lawsuit escalates any further, they might just pull the plug for good. But what's coming next? Let's just say things are about to get even messier. And if you think things are wild now, just wait, because the chaos is only getting started. Karoline Leavitt has once again found herself in The View's crosshairs. And this time, they didn't hold back. But their latest attack? It's about to backfire in a way they never expected.
Most divisive and disgusting speech that any president, certainly in my lifetime, has ever given. He essentially waged war on half of the country by saying that we are all a threat to democracy because we believe in putting America first. It's not radical to want to put your country and your own people first. It's not radical to want to have a strong border, a strong military, and to unleash the might of your own economy, not economies around the world. We have seen cultural Marxism trickling its way through every institution in this country. The public school system, the higher education university system, Hollywood, big tech, the corrupt mainstream media that I fought against in President Trump's White House are indoctrinating my generation of Americans into hating our country, hating one another based on race and gender and sex and all of this other BS, quite frankly.
Same old strategy, mock, belittle, and throw out wild accusations. But this time, they may have finally crossed the line, and the fallout has been nothing short of explosive. And just when you think it can't get worse for them, it does. It all started with Behar, who immediately dismissed Karoline's success, claiming she only got ahead because Trump found her attractive. Seriously? We're really reducing a successful woman's entire career to her looks? And just when it seems like that's the most shocking part, Whoopi jumps in and takes it even further. The hypocrisy is off the charts. This is the same show that constantly preaches female empowerment, yet here they are tearing down a woman simply because she doesn't fit their political mold. But Joy wasn't done. Whoopi Goldberg quickly jumped in, claiming that without wokeness, Karoline wouldn't even have a job. So now ambition, intelligence, and hard work don't matter unless you're part of their elite club? The backlash? Immediate and brutal. But then, just when they try to control the damage, Sunny Hostin delivers the final blow. Then came Sunny Hostin. Taking it a step further, she didn't just attack Karoline's politics, she dismissed her entire career as meaningless. The irony is painful. A show that supposedly champions women breaking barriers is now actively trying to tear one down. And this time, the backlash is impossible to ignore. But what happens next? It's the last thing The View expected.
Sinclair, she's probably been put in there because according to Donald Trump, she's a 10. You know that's what it is.
I want to be clear, though. It's not her first job. It was her first press briefing. She worked in the previous Trump administration.
According to Sunny, Karoline's success wasn't earned. It was just privilege. That's right. In her eyes, if a conservative woman rises to the top, it's not because of grit or perseverance. It's not because she fought her way up in an industry that often shuts out opposing voices. No, The View wants people to believe her achievements were simply handed to her. But the response? It's about to make The View regret everything. The response from viewers? Instant and brutal. Social media erupted, calling out the blatant double standard. How many times has The View preached about empowering women and breaking glass ceilings? But when a woman outside their ideological circle succeeds, suddenly it's fair game to tear her down? One viral comment said it best: The View supports women, unless they're conservative. Then it's open season. And that one comment? It set off a chain reaction that The View never saw coming. And just when you thought things couldn't get any crazier, Karoline takes it one step further.
Yeah, I would like this young lady this is her first job, I would like her to do a little homework. Because she said something yesterday that really pissed me off. And that was, she said, there will be no wokeness here.
Oh, yeah.
Let me explain something to you. Because without that wokeness, you might not have that job.
Yeah.
Because women were not invited to that table. Women were not invited to many tables in this nation. The reason we fought and busted our behinds to make sure that you didn't have to worry about this. And now to hear you talk about it and to hear anybody talk about the wokeness was put in place for a reason. Because black people couldn't get into colleges. Because women could not get into the colleges they wanted to go to. This is all women. Yeah. See, this is not black, Asian women. This is all women. Women were not invited to this party. It was a man's world, and we busted our asses to make sure that this was a person's world.
This commentator said, Whoopi is mansplaining the press secretary job to Karoline Leavitt. Hilarious.
This was the moment no one saw coming. When a commentator accused Whoopi Goldberg of mansplaining the role of the White House press secretary to Karoline Leavitt, most expected Karoline to brush it off or go on a media tour playing the victim. But she did neither. Instead, she made a power move so bold it sent shockwaves through the industry. And just when The View thought they had control of the narrative, Karoline flipped the script entirely. Leavitt didn't just fire back with a tweet or a soundbite. She went for the jugular. She lawyered up and took the fight directly to The View, where it hurts the most, their wallets. No petty back and forth, no pointless online feuds, just an $800 million lawsuit that has turned the entire show upside down. But here's where it gets even worse for them. This case is opening doors they desperately wanted to keep closed. And this isn't just any lawsuit. It's a legal war. Leavitt's team is accusing The View of defamation, slander, and orchestrated attacks designed to destroy her career. She's not here for an apology, and she's not looking for a settlement. She wants accountability, and she's prepared to see this battle through to the end. But before they can even grasp the severity of this lawsuit, another crisis is about to explode behind the scenes. As for The View, they never saw this coming. Reports indicate that their legal team is scrambling, caught completely off guard. But this case, it's about more than just Karoline. It's shining a light on the deep-rooted bias within mainstream media that calculated targeting and silencing of conservative voices. Years of receipts are being dragged into the open, exposing a pattern The View can no longer hide from. But just when they think it can't get worse, another major development sends them into an even bigger tailspin.
Voters do not agree with these despicable women on The View. They are wildly out of touch with the vast majority of Americans, and frankly, they should seek immediate help.
Sources reveal that Whoopi has even attempted to reach out through mutual contacts, hoping to arrange a private meeting to smooth things over. After months of relentless mockery, dismissals, and personal attacks on Karoline, now she suddenly wants to talk? Not likely. Karoline isn't just exposing the hypocrisy, she's making them squirm, and based on what's unfolding, The View might not survive this one. But there's one more name in the crossfire, and she's starting to panic. Then there's Sunny Hostin. She's feeling the pressure too, and it's getting worse by the day. Sources indicate that her legal team is in full crisis mode, desperately assessing the fallout. Legal experts say Hostin could be personally liable for millions in damages. That's right, this lawsuit isn't just a PR disaster for The View as a brand. Hostin herself might have to write a massive check if this case doesn't go her way. And let's just say, the once confident host suddenly isn't looking so sure of herself. And as this lawsuit gains traction, there's one group watching very closely: the Advertisers. Oh, how the tables have turned. The same self-righteous hosts who built their careers tearing down political opponents are now the ones desperately trying to contain the damage. The very same people who demanded accountability from others, who mocked their critics, and who acted like they were untouchable, are now in full-blown survival mode, hoping this catastrophe doesn't completely ruin them. But what they don't realize, the fallout is only just beginning.
Bang, Rowan, I couldn't do that at 27. No nonsense, straight to the point, courage, detail.
But Karoline isn't backing down, because this isn't just about her. This is about holding the media accountable for years of misinformation, character attacks, and reckless reporting. For far too long, mainstream outlets have silenced voices that don't fit their preferred narratives, destroying reputations without facing any real consequences. But this time, the playbook isn't working. This lawsuit isn't just a personal fight for Karoline, it's a stand for every conservative who has been smeared and silenced by media elites. And the impact of this case? It's spreading faster than The View ever anticipated. And her supporters? They couldn't be more fired up. One viral tweet summed it up perfectly. Karoline Leavitt is doing what we all wish we could, making The View pay for their lies. This isn't just another controversy, it's a reckoning. And the fallout? It's only getting worse. But here's what's sending ABC into a full-blown meltdown. The financial impact is spiraling out of control. Behind the scenes, ABC executives are freaking out. The network was already struggling with declining ratings, but now, this lawsuit could be the final straw that pushes them into financial catastrophe. The legal fees alone are staggering, but the real issue is the growing fear among advertisers. Sources close to ABC reveal that several major sponsors, the backbone of The View's revenue, are now seriously considering pulling their ads entirely. And without advertisers, there is no revenue. Without revenue, there is no show. And if ABC execs don't act fast, this could be the end of one of their longest-running programs.
Isn't it rich that The View is saying she got the job based on looks when DEI is all about based on look?
The View has been skating on thin ice for years, barely holding onto its credibility through endless controversies. From Whoopi Goldberg's suspensions to Joy Behar's inflammatory remarks, the show has become more about drama than discussion. And now, ABC is reportedly debating whether keeping it on the air is even worth the headache. With ratings sinking and audiences growing tired of the same predictable outrage, the only thing keeping The View afloat is ad revenue. But if advertisers walk, ABC won't hesitate to pull the plug. And this latest scandal might just be the final nail in the coffin. But just when they think it can't get worse, another lawsuit update sends shockwaves through the network. Behind closed doors, The View's hosts are reportedly begging for lawsuits to be dropped. A clear sign that they know they've landed in serious trouble. For the first time in a long time, they can't control the narrative. The show is spiraling, ABC executives are scrambling to contain the fallout, and legal teams are in full panic mode, desperate to make this lawsuit disappear before it does irreversible damage. Meanwhile, advertisers are paying close attention, with some already reconsidering their sponsorships. No brand wants to be associated with a talk show that could lose nearly $1 billion in court. And the next move? It could be the one that changes everything. And the irony? The same hosts who publicly ridiculed Karoline Leavitt are now privately pushing for a secret settlement, hoping to make this all go away behind closed doors. But Karoline, she's not letting them off that easy. For the first time, The View is facing real consequences for its reckless, one-sided narratives. What started as yet another attempt to smear a conservative woman has now spiraled into a full-scale crisis that could bring the entire production crashing down. And as we watch this scandal unfold, one question remains. Is this the beginning of the end for The View? Drop your thoughts in the comments below and let's get the conversation going. Before you go, don't forget to like and subscribe for more breaking updates, exclusive drama, and the latest scandals. This story is far from over. Things are just getting started. Stay tuned, because trust me, you won't want to miss what happens next.